It's March 22nd, 2022. So, for those that don't know what spring break is, I had a mild case of spring break field, whatever. I went to Jamaica. They were very, let's put it this way, from what I can remember, it was mild mannered, and the section that I was in was the it was it was not a busy crowded section. It was very mild mannered, and it was very well, I thought, tastefully done. So I appreciate and I thank Jamaica, being the island of Jamaica, for having me during spring break. With Maria, came with me as my one person that's known me for a while and can corroborate a story. And then the second year, her and we went on spring break on, I don't know if you say, it wasn't assigned, but field assignment, I mean, or field outing, I don't know. Her and I both come from, she's a, not us, I'm an us, but she's an us foreign body. I don't, again, linguistically, we never defined it for each other, but we went to Cancun, Mexico the second year. That spring break was a little more intensified, I would say. Jamaica was very calm and airy. It was relaxed and a very island like experience. The water was there, it was tranquil, nothing crazy took place or happened that I was aware of. If it did, the security on the island was top notch and private because we never knew or heard about it, so thank you for that. But in Mexico, while I enjoyed the same level of, I felt safe. Let's just put it that way. That's the most important. We entered the area. I was not looking for trouble, and from what I know, trouble didn't find me directly. It found an inward route by how, I don't know. Maria and I were sharing a room with two girls from Ohio. One of them got roofied and got taken to the hospital. But for the most part, Maria and I stayed on task. We went from the room to meal, from the room to event, and then that was it. There was no late night crazy, there was no overnight like crazy. There was just our tame version of spring break. But that was back in 96, 97, then 97 and 98. That was it. And then regular flight home to New York. I'm watching on the news in this year 2022, and they're speaking of a spring break in Miami that looks nothing like the spring break that I attended. And again, I don't know if mine was on administrative whatever, tampering or tapering, so this way we were more secure in our visit than what they currently have. I have no idea how that works. But what I can say is the mayor of Miami came on and had a very interesting message. And they had some live footage from what Spring Break 2022 looks like, with other degregates going on and inner workings that no longer function as they did at earlier administration and executive features. Just so, I don't know if it's due to onlooking of things that shouldn't be known about, if it's internal structure that's changed, infrastructure. Again, I am not in that kind of loop, but I can see from a couch potato perspective, I can hear the mayor's outcry, because again, there's this sick mentality working on the interior of the USA, that it's like they're almost bamboozled and brainwashed into, no, you need travel and leisure and partnerships and whatever, and just take the drugs and the drug cartel kids and the nakedness and the promoting of the clubs and the human trafficking. Otherwise, we'll have problems with FEMA funding or state funding or whatever they use. I don't know. They built some kind of construct. So whatever it is, and then it's almost like I would think as a mayor, you'd be afraid to come outright and say, like, I don't know whose children these are. They belong to some part of the dysfunction. Could be one of many families. Nobody's pointing out. They might all be here at the same time. Who knows? But this level of disruption and dysfunction is dangerous, not only for them, but for the police force, for the security structure, for the state itself, for the participants of the city that live there full time. I mean, again, there's some people that fly in just for one night's trouble or 1 week's trouble to cause massive disruption, and then they take off, and it's like, who the hell were they and where'd they go? And then there's some that come in and make permanent trouble. I mean, I've heard both versions when world stands still kind of a thing. So, hang on, let me get on the clip.
Officials in Miami Beach are expected to vote on imposing a curfew as spring break crowds overwhelm the city's South Beach. The move
State of
comes after 2
emergency.
shootings over the weekend left 5 people injured.
What does that say? Miami Beach voting on curfew after multiple spring break shootings. I went to Jamaica and I went to Cancun. And during the short, brief spring break week we went, to our knowledge, both of the areas were kept in a lockdown format somehow, by the grace of God, thank God, where there were no shootings reported, and we didn't have anything that looked this chaotic. I mean, back then in the 90s, there was respect. There was a peaceful gathering, and I mean, again, I don't know what they did after hours, but we just attended and then left in a respectful manner. But it was respect on two sides. Here it looks like there's the respect of the city to host it, but the participants are not acting in a respective manner of whatever else is going on there. I don't really know. I don't know the nitty-gritty of it, and this is who provided the footage.
Police say 4 officers were also hurt over the weekend. It all led to a state of emergency to be declared yesterday.
We don't ask for spring break. We don't promote it. We don't encourage it. We just endure it. And frankly, it's not something we want to endure. We don't want spring break.
The curfew would run from midnight to 6 a.m. this Thursday through Monday. It applies to a specific area in South Beach with many bars and restaurants. City officials will also consider having a curfew on following weekends.
New at noon. Help to fight the...
Again, it's the world that's been built by something other than myself, and that's functioning in some alternate fashion from what was expected by management at some point. Again, this is Miami is Florida, the state of Florida. So Miami's a city. It's inside the Panhandle on the northeast coast. It's inside the domestic USA, sometimes referred to as the US. Actually referred to a lot as the US. But there's outside foreign national bodies that enter the territory, and then sometimes things are going on, and that seems to be a reoccurring themed issue that I'm trying to address and take citations of or notations of while trying to document other things that I have going on more locally. But I see it's a systemic issue because it's just to my south by probably about, by car, perhaps 20 hours, maybe 30, 20 to 30 hours by car. I mean, they're closer to Pearl Station for anything naval. I'm up by the Fish Island in state of New York. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, it's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxies, broken, it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. And I guess they're closer to where the Gulf is. And again, I don't know if that's what the Gulf War was over. Again, we don't really, I don't have any updates on any of that stuff. I'm not really sure. But it is March 22nd, 2022.